Resilience, the secret trait of all successful women. I'm Lindsay Lance, and for those of you who joined us last year, you may remember my story of relying only on the great American spirit to step up and do something in a time of crisis. But is that freedom, the autonomy to be the author of our own lives, just for Americans? Don't all of us want to be allowed to remain the writers of our own story? To shape our lives in ways consistent with our character? After all, what is freedom, if not to build our own life? Our next speaker shows that the amount of freedom you have in life is not a measure of the worth in life. After marrying an American and immigrating from Mexico, she faced danger, fear, and a battle to maintain the integrity of her life. Last year, I challenged the room to step up and do something in a time of crisis. The room answered, and the Weaver Center for Domestic Violence expanded through your donations. This year, I want you to pay close attention to our next speaker as she shares how the kindness and hospitality that is so perfectly Nashville saved her life. Please welcome the resilient Elia Bass.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Elia Tapia Bass, and I'm here to share with you the impact that the YWCA did in my life. In the year 2000, I was living in Mexico. I was a young mother. I was working, and I was very excited to start my first semester of law school. I signed up to teach Spanish to foreign students. In the beginning, I met an American man. We became friends. We started a date. I introduced him to my entire family and friends. Then he proposed to me. And then I was very in love. I was happy to start a life with him. When he brought me and my young son to the United States, we came to live with his family in Clarksville. And our relationship turned drastically immediately due to his drug abuse. Each time I was concerned, and I used to tell him to stop, he will yell at me, swear at me, and we became really angry. I was pregnant with my twins at the time. The relationship was very stressful. I was admitted to the hospital. I lost one of my twins. Thankfully, my baby Roy, my other twin, my baby Robert, he was safe. It took so much for me to start finding help, to realize that I needed to run. I wanted to leave him, but I feel trapped. I depend on him financially. I barely spoke English. And I didn't know anybody who didn't know him. I was pregnant with my third child. It was a high-risk pregnancy. And one day, when I had the first chance, I left him. I remember I bought Greyhound tickets, and just to have a safe place to stay, which was the bus. When I ran out of money, I ended up in a church. I slept in floors. We had anything, nothing. I was very scared. I couldn't take care of my kids. I was in so much physical pain and also heartbroken. I feel guilty because I was running with my kids with no home. God blessed me, and I met a lady who let me stay at her house. I was gonna work with her as a babysitter. I stayed with her a couple of days, and then we find out that her next door neighbor was my ex's friend. Out of desperation, I grabbed the phone book, and I was looking for the Mexican consulate. I want to go back home because I knew that if he would find us, our lives were in very risk and he could hurt us. Instead of finding the Mexican consulate, I found the YWCA. I remember that I called, yeah. I remember that I called, and a sweet lady answered. Somehow I managed, with broken English, to tell her what was going on. And she asked me where I was, and she sent a taxi to me. I told her I was scared. She promised me that we were gonna be safe where we were going. So I took the chance. When we arrived at the shelter, the ladies took me to a mini market that they have there for the residents. They told me to grab some clothes for me and for my children. Then they took me to a nice, clean bedroom, and they told me, you can stay there. You can stay here. In that bedroom, I remember that I cried so hard. I felt like I was running from a big, dangerous lion. And then when I finally find refuge, all I could do is just cry. I was so grateful because we have electricity and water in a safe place. They provided, I came with nothing, and they gave me diapers, shampoo, detergent, everything that I needed at the moment. And then we have counseling. That I started my growth, my healing at the Y. I remember that it was time for me to, deliver my daughter, and one of the staff members named Lisa Martin came with me to my C-section. She accompanied. And then we went back home to the Y. The ladies helped me while I was recovering. They helped me to take care of my kids. They took them to the nice playground that we had there. And the staff started a project where we planted a beautiful garden.
Now, good morning, everyone. My name is Roy, and I am the 4-year-old in those pictures and who my mom was talking about. Now, I have a few memories or glimpses of the YW. I remember the garden, and I remember ripping watermelons and peppers from there. I remember the playground, playing with my friends from the neighborhood. Maybe I was too young to be fully aware of what was going on, because to me, the Weaver Center looked like a beautiful hotel. It was a place that I felt like I could be home, because I could be myself. I made friends, but I think most importantly, I felt safe. Of all the staff at the YWCA, there was one lady who stuck out the most to me, and like my mom mentioned, it was Lisa Martin. Lisa Martin had an amazing heart. As my mom, she was single at the time. As she would go to work, Lisa would take care of my brother and I. But this was years after we had left the YWCA. We met her at a mall, of all places, and she really became like an aunt to my brother and I. Us three together, we'd be crazy, and we would run around and laugh and be annoying, just be kids, the three of us. But I also remember she had a beautiful voice. She would perform at the Opryland Hotel, and she allowed me to present her on stage. She bought me my first guitar and taught me how to ride my bike. She was my second mom. I'm very grateful that now that I'm older, I'm able to realize this tremendous help from you guys and from the YWCA. As I mentioned earlier, Whether it was the care that the staff had or the feeling of peace and security that I could feel within our family, that was our first stable home, seriously. And lastly, Mom, thank you so much for, as my siblings and I grow up, thank you for reminding us to value the support that you guys gave us.
I am so happy.
Thank you.
I am so happy and grateful now for the woman that I became and the family that I have now. I am married now to an amazing gentleman who took my 3 children as his own. He helped me to fulfill my dream and get my associate's degree in criminal justice, after all. I became an American citizen, and I have a small business now. Thank you, Kevin. My son, Roy, he's in honors class in college. He's studying accounting. He has served at the circuit court as an intern. My son, Robert, he's about to start at Belmont University this fall. And also, he has served as the property assessor as an intern. Vivian Wilhoit gave him this amazing opportunity. My daughter, she's 16 years old. She became a mentor at her school for middle schoolers at her high school. She's interested in architecture. I'm so proud of her. She's very smart. She's one of the top in her class. I have an amazing 9-year-old. He's very sweet. If it wasn't for God, who guided me to the YWCA, I don't know where we will be right now. The YWCA staff and people, they planted a seed on me. They helped me till now. They helped me to become strong and resourceful and a brave mother to protect us. I have witnessed the heart of the American people who work together as a team for a big purpose, and they help us. Thank you. And this is us now. YWCA family and people who help, thank you so much for investing in our lives when we need it the most.